karşınızdayım. Yaklaşık 10 seneye aşkın bir süredir özellikle e-ticaret ve e-ihracatta son dönemde ilgili çalışıyorum. Mega Merchant'ta bir e-ihracat konsorsiyumu ve Türk ürünlerini, Türk markalarını konsolide eden global pazar yerlerinde onların satışını kolaylaştıran, hızlandıran bir pazar yeri. Aynı zamanda da bugün ETİT üyesi olması hasebiyle ve aynı zamanda da ICEX'te İstanbul Global E-Export Summit 4-5 Eylül'de İstanbul'da düzenlenecek olan Summit'in etkinliğin organizasyon komitesinde de markaların bugünkü global pazar yerlerinde onların satışını kolaylaştıran, hızlandıran bir pazar yeri. ICEX'te önemli konuşmacılarımızdan bir tanesi. Helium 10'i çoğunuz biliyorsunuzdur. 1 milyondan fazla Amazon satıcısını kullandı. Dünyanın en popüler aslında yazılımlarından bir tanesi Helium 10. Bradley de aslında Helium 10'in en önemli isimlerinden bir tanesi. Bugünkü webinarımız da aslında ICEX'in sponsorluğunda, aracılığıyla yapıyoruz. Özellikle 4-5 Eylül'de katılacak olan konuklarımıza yavaş yavaş önden ısındırmak amacıyla aslında bu webinarlarla yayınlıyoruz. Bugünkü webinarımız İngilizce olacak aslında bundan sonrası. Ama YouTube'da Türkçe altyazılı olarak da daha sonra koyacağız. Sorular olursa yine chatten yazabilirsiniz ve daha sonra en sonunda bir kısa soru cevap yapabiliriz. Sorularınız varsa Bradley'e bana mutlaka iletin, chatten yazın. Bana gelecek sorular en sonunda bakacağız. Kısaca ekranımı paylaşmak istiyorum sizinle. Öncelikle ICEX'ten bir kısaca tekrar bahsedeyim. İstanbul Global Export Summit, Ticaret Bakanlığı'nın himayesinde düzenlenen ETİD'in, Elektronik Ticaret İşletmeciler Derneği ve TİM'in organizasyonuyla 4-5 Eylül'de İstanbul Haliç Kongre Merkezi'nde gerçekleşecek bir etkinlik. Bu etkinliğin aslında en önemli özelliklerinden bir tanesi dünyanın dört bir yanından pazar yerlerini bir araya getirmesi. Gerçekten de özellikle işte Amerika'dan Amazon'dan Walmart'a, eBay'den Etsy'ye, Uzak Doğu'dan Çin'den Tmall, Shein, Temu, JD gibi platformlara, Güney Afrika'dan Takealot'a, Orta Doğu'dan yine Noon, Namshi, Kuzey Afrika'dan Jumia gibi platformlar ve aynı zamanda Avrupa'dan da işte About You, Otto gibi Avrupa'nın en büyük platformları yine aramızda olacak. Bu etkinliğe katılacaklar. Bunun dışında 30'a yakın şu anda katılımcı pazar yeri var ve bu pazar yerleriyle kimleri buluşturacağız? Aslında bu etkinliğe katılan B2B tarafındaki katılımcılarımızı. Tam olarak bu noktada şu sayfamızı da göstermek istiyorum. ICEX'in web sitesinde de görebilirsiniz sağ üstte. B2B for B2C. Burada uluslararası katılımcılar ve Türk katılımcılar. Buradan katılımlarınızı gerçekleştirerek aslında öncelikle kendinizi tanıtabilirsiniz. Ve ondan sonra da etkinliğe katılım için zaten arkadaşlarımız sizi arayacaklar. Türkiye'nin şu anda en önemli etkinliklerinden bir tanesi ICEX ve sizlerin de bu etkinliğe katılımı gerçekten hepimiz için çok değerli. Bu etkinliğe emek veren herkes için çok önemli. Bunlarla ilgili linkler de YouTube sayfasında aşağıda linkler eklendi. ICEX'e katılım anlamında linklerimiz var. Aynı zamanda diğer konuşmacıların da paylaşıldığı bilgiler burada yer alacak. Şimdi kısaca tekrar İngilizce'ye dönüyorum ve webinarımıza başlıyorum. Hi Bradley again. Sorry for the quick introduction.
I hope you weren't saying anything bad about me. I wouldn't know. Okay.
All good. No worries. Okay. So just a very quick recap, because since we have met and talked about the ICEX, there's been like lots of developments. This event is now turning to be the largest event in the whole region, in my opinion, because we are currently have participations coming from more than 30 different marketplaces. From US, we will have Amazon, Walmart, eBay already confirmed, and even from China, we will have Tmall, JD, Shein, and Temu coming in. We will have from Middle East Noon, Namshi, they confirmed. Also, we have Jumia as confirmed platforms. Even from South Africa, Takealot is coming. From Europe, from Germany especially, we will have Otto, we will have About You. All these major platforms are joining. So it's today is mostly about Amazon and Walmart, but still we will have a lot of different other marketplaces, and we will be basically matchmaking these platforms with the B2B participants in the event. So we expect at least around like thousands of people coming.
I'm glad it's that kind of matchmaking, because my wife wouldn't like the other kind of matchmaking, so that's good.
Cool.
Well, yeah, that sounds like I'm very excited, to go to this one, because I think a lot of people maybe think only Amazon is the only US marketplace or European, but no, Walmart is good. Some people only think Amazon is the global marketplace, but there's many in Turkey and there's many from other countries, and it's going to be really cool to have everybody in one place, like you just said. So I'm excited.
Yeah, exactly. So today we have I think a specific audience today. So in my opinion, a lot of people who would like to start selling on Amazon and Walmart and also other marketplaces are listening to us, who have their brands ready, who have their products ready. Turkey is a manufacturing country and is very good in manufacturing high quality, and also in terms of logistics. Turkey is just in the middle of like a billion population, which is like a high spending power in Europe, in Russia, in Middle East, in Africa, North Africa. So it is just like in between. And also Turkey and the relations with the US in terms of trade is enormous. So US has been our major trading partner for decades, and also Europe as well. So, but on the other side, the Turkish e-commerce market is getting more and more crowded every day. According to the latest statistics, today we have more than 500,000 sellers in Turkey in different marketplaces. So that's why also the brands and retailers, manufacturers, they're looking for new markets. They have to. So it's not a nice to have anymore. It's a must-have for Turkish sellers, for Turkish manufacturers, especially in the more competitive ecosystem. So and the e-commerce penetration still in Turkey is good, is growing, but we have to, as I said, look for new markets. So when we come to the markets, basically people have this question: what will be the right market for my products, and how do I select the right products? How do I analyze my competition, and how big is the market? So how do I determine the correct pricing? So this is the first entry level questions generally I face when I talk to the sellers, which I'm doing maybe for the last 10 years. So that's why how Helium 10 is basically assisting those potential sellers in these areas. That's the first question I can ask you.
Yeah, that's very important, because there's a couple things that it's important for everybody to understand, that like 10 years ago or 8 years ago, you could just put any product on Amazon and be very successful. Don't need to know what you're doing, don't need to research, and make $1 million. Like literally, I heard of so many stories like that. Those days are no longer. So how can somebody have success? And this is something that I have a lot of experience with, because even before I worked at Helium 10, I was using Helium 10 as a consultant, and my main job was actually bringing foreign companies to Amazon. Mainly actually was from Korea. I worked with a lot of Korean companies, and there would be Korean manufacturers, and they had a brand that they're selling in Korea. They're like, hey, can I sell this in the USA? Can I sell it on Amazon? And then later, can I sell it on Walmart? And so what I would do is I would use Helium-10 as a user, and I could examine the market that they are selling in. I actually work with a lot of Korean beauty brands. So then let's say somebody had a face serum, like vitamin C face serum. So what I would do is use tools like we have Black Box in Helium-10 and X-Ray. It's part of our Chrome extension. More than 1 million people use the Chrome extension. And then take a look at, hey, who are the existing sellers? How much are they selling? And then I take it a step further with using a tool called Cerebro. And then once I identify who are already selling these products, now I go in and find out, all right, what are the keywords that are driving sales to my to these potential competitors, to these other face serums or whatever product it is. And now I can understand the market. I can understand, all right, is it too competitive for me to get in? Maybe I should avoid it, or wow, there's a lot of opportunity here, or maybe the price point is too low. And then what about the keywords that are driving sales? Is there enough searches? How many searches? How many times are people searching the keywords? And then so instead of a company, and this is the same thing would be going for Turkish companies, instead of entering Amazon completely blind as to, hey, what could my potential sales be? How do I have the right keywords? No, you start from day one with a full picture of the market and the opportunity using those Helium-10 tools.
That's super important, because as you said, like it's not like 10 years ago. The competition is high. There are lots of and basically the Turkish manufacturers, product owners, brand owners, they're fighting with basically the Chinese and maybe Indians, Pakistan, and those other manufacturing countries. There is like a wrong belief in that we are basically always fighting with, that I sell something in Turkey, in Turkey, like for, let's say, for 100 Turkish lira, I can sell it with 10x margin in any other, European country, because they are so rich, which is, unfortunately not true, because like there are like tons of videos on YouTube out, like how people make millions and how they make like so big margins. Maybe some of them are true, maybe very super niche products or like very short-term profits. But in the long term, if you want to build a successful business and long-term business, then you have to be aware of your competitors and your margins, and basically the total market size, if it makes sense to enter it, right?
Yep.
So the tools here on Helium-10 basically are super useful. We are also like, as our name suggests, as a mega merchant, we are like consolidating hundreds of brands right now. And we are doing the same research on Helium-10 for all of the brands that we are working with. And that's super useful. That gives a very good head start for us to explore the opportunity, find the niche products, find the hero products, exactly to focus into, because manufacturers are manufacturers, so they don't have like one or two products. Some of them have like maybe hundreds of products. It's very important to find that specific product, or to turn around that product and to adjust it for the right target market. Like one example, for instance, the bed sheets. Okay, so if you want to sell the same bed sheet that you're producing in Turkey for the local market, it's not possible to sell it in, I don't know, like in Germany, because the Germans, they want to have the pillowcases 80 to 80, where in Turkey it's like 50 to 70. So you have to adjust your product, and you can only find this when you look at the searches. So if you search good enough and you look at your competitors, you will understand that where the money is and where the demand is. And so you have to go back to your manufacturing and adjust your products. There are like tons of different things like that. Also, like if you go to US, it's different. If you go to like UK, they don't even call, for instance, bathrobe is like one of the hero products that's been generally exported from Turkey. They don't even call it bathrobes. They call it dressing gowns. So yeah, it's quite interesting, and their understanding of dressing gown is quite different. So the Germans, for instance, they use it for when you look at the keywords and searches for sauna, and they don't take it like as given like for hours. So, but the British, they put on their dressing gowns and they like hang out for hours. So you have to adjust your products accordingly.
Yep.
So right, but you told us a lot of black box, the Cerebro, and like calculators there. So which I mean, and also when I look at the Helium 10, there are various packages. So which package would be the most important one for sellers, for these new starters who would like to understand the market? Because when you start selling, when you have your sales account, or when you start selling, basically you connect your sales account, and then even you can write your titles with AI that's been supported by Helium 10. But before that, just like one step before, which package would be the most suitable one?
Yeah, I think almost anybody can start with the platinum package. You don't need the advanced package. Everything I just mentioned a couple minutes ago about checking out the market, using X-ray, using black box, finding the keywords in our tool called Cerebro, all of that is available in the platinum account. So if somebody is just trying to gauge the market, do some preliminary research, platinum would be fine. Now, as maybe they do decide to start selling on Amazon, or they already have an account and they've got 300 SKUs and they need to sync the listings and be able to use some of our advanced tools, okay, maybe they can have the diamond plan. But I would say for most people, no problem just starting off with the regular platinum plan.
Well, that's good. So we will also give today a very good news to all the sellers that at the end of the webinar, we will tell them the cooperation between Helium 10 and Mega Merchant will bring some good advantages for the sellers. So basically, they will have to spend less, and they will save a lot for the packages thanks to this partnership. And basically, I want to thank you to support Turkish market with these special packages.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So the other thing is, I also know that a lot of sellers, or manufacturers, exporters, retailers, they already have started with Amazon. They have their Amazon accounts. They listed some products, and they have, made some sales. Maybe not at all. But I know that they were not able to climb up in the top. That's not because of the product quality, but that's because maybe they don't have the right keywords. They don't do right advertising, or there are like tons of things that you can do wrong on Amazon, right? So as Amazon sellers, we know that, but sometimes it gets like too complicated. But Helium 10 makes it easier for the sellers. So what is the can you guys just like tell us a few secrets where the sellers have to the ones that already have account and they already have started selling, but not did make a breakthrough in their sales and somehow demotivated, or they've lost their motivation. So what are some key things they have to do, and what they need to do, and how Helium 10 can support these kind of sellers?
Well, I always teach my community a couple important things. Is you have to make yourself very relevant to two groups. One is your customer. All right, got to be super relevant to the customer. And as you said, in different countries, it's different. The way I market a product in Germany might be different how I market it in America. So understanding your customer and making your listing and images adaptable to that. And number two, which sometimes is even more important, because you could have the perfect product, you could have the perfect, kind of like pictures and very relevant, excellent price point, But if nobody can find your product, it's useless. And the way that people find your product is you have to be very relevant to the Amazon algorithm. So number one is relevant to the customer. Number two is relevant to the Amazon algorithm. And that's where really, Helium 10 is very useful because number one, I already said you need to find all of the potential keywords that somebody might search your product. That's how Amazon works. If I have a water bottle, and maybe a lot of people use the word water bottle to search for this and find it, no problem. But maybe there's 5% of the population, they use water container, for example, right, to search for something. That's the way they search. Everybody searches differently. If I don't have the word water or container in my listing, nobody will ever find me for this, or nobody will ever find my product who uses a different term. They don't use water bottle, they use water container. So it's understanding all of those different ways that people can search for your product, and then understanding how Amazon algorithm works to make yourself relevant to Amazon for it. Because it's not just a matter of, oh, let me put the word container just randomly in my listing, and then, oh, I'm going to show up on page 1 of the search results. That's not how it works. So we have tools like Listing Builder, where it's something new. Maybe you've used it already, where we have like a scoring system now, where you put all of your keywords that you found in there, and then we kind of like show you how you have to write the listing in order to make yourself relevant to Amazon, and then how to do the PPC or advertising in order to get to page 1 of search results. And then we also allow you with Keyword Tracker to track your keywords. Hey, where am I showing up for water container? What page am I showing up? Where am I showing up for water bottle? Where is my advertisement showing up? These are all important things to be tracking and monitoring. And so that's like a key thing. Maybe somebody doesn't have success right away, but probably it might be because they don't have their listing with the right keywords and optimized in a way that like the Amazon algorithm and Amazon AI can understand what is the product, so it knows which customer to show it to.
Yeah. Well, I never was able to score 10 out of your scoring, unfortunately, with non-products, because like when I increase my ratings for the products, then something else changed, and there are new keywords you have to edit. So it's a never-ending game, by the way.
It is. Yeah.
So, it doesn't mean that you have 10 out of 10 today. That will stay as 10 the next month. So new keywords are being added. So that's why you have to be, always on the top of the listings, always. So, and one critical mistake I see that the local sellers from Turkey is doing is basically they transform their learnings from the local platform. So there are 2 or 3 major platforms in Turkey, like Trendyol, hepsi brought up, Amazon, like number 3, in 11. So in these platforms, like the sellers, they generally describe their products with 5 or 6 keywords, maybe 7, maybe 8. Okay, how many keywords in the title does an average Amazon seller use?
Well, in the title, you could almost have 5 or 6 keywords just in the title by itself. But then you also have bullet points and description. And so somebody could be ranking for, because there's also many combinations of words, you could be showing up in search results for 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 keywords even. Obviously, you don't have those all in the title, but throughout your listing. And so, yeah, anybody could say, without looking at a tool, hey, what are the top 10 keywords? They're like, okay, water bottle, water jar, water container, bottle for water. Like easily, I could probably come up with 5 or 10 or 15. But there's thousands of ways people might search this, and it's impossible without the tools to know all those ways.
Right. The other thing is which I generally find it complicated on Amazon, is the profitability. Because I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, Amazon was charging sellers only for 5, 6 or items. now they are like when you look at in detail, which is like always difficult to understand. You will find probably more than 20 different charging items. So and the most important question from a seller's perspective is: Am I going to be seller? Am I going to be profitable day one, or am I going to be profitable one day? Okay, so and that's why they need to see, they need to understand their profits and margins, and when you try to understand this from Amazon reports, it's very, very difficult. So you have to learn a lot of things. But like Helium 10 is also supporting here and giving a clear visibility to sellers if they're making profits through the calculators, right? So how does it work? So how do you collect all this information, show in a simple way to the sellers?
Yeah. So every Amazon doesn't adjust profitability or fees based just on their own idea. Like everything is set. They have a chart like, hey, if it's exactly this size and this category, this is the fee and this is how much to ship, et cetera, et cetera. It's very easy. It's not like, okay, hey, there's a different shipping fee for California and New York and Florida. It's very easy to understand the system. So what Helium 10 does is we have something called a profitability calculator. So you go on any, maybe your product isn't even on Amazon yet, and you go to the competitor who has a very similar package or size, you can even change the dimensions and say, okay, if I make a product in this category and this kind of dimensions, and this is, you put your cost, obviously everybody has different costs. What is my profitability? Maybe I want to dedicate 10% of my sales for advertising. Okay, I'll put that just 10%, and it'll tell me my estimated profitability. And then afterwards, there are so many Amazon fees, like there's a inventory fee and shipping fee and picking fee and Amazon commission. Well, advertising fee. We have a tool inside of Helium 10 called Profits. And then, so then after you put in your cost of goods, we'll tell you, all right, here was all of your Amazon fees. Here is how much you got paid. And then here is what you said was your cost of shipping and cost of goods. And now you can know, hey, how am I doing? What is my margin? 5%, 10%, 20%. And then so you could see the profitability before you start selling a product and then after you start selling it.
Right. So what I've seen is like Amazon is super creative by creating new charging items and adding new lines to the profitability calculators. And also the other part is the advertising, which is getting more and more complicated every day. And I also use different tools to automate things. And also Atomic is here one of the most important tools that is being put on by Helium 10. How is Amazon advertising has changed over time, and is it getting more and more difficult, or how is what would you suggest to sellers that are listening to us to cope with the challenges of the advertising?
Yeah, advertising is definitely getting more expensive, maybe twice as expensive as it was. But that also, at the same time, Amazon is allowing sellers to advertise in ways they couldn't before, or before only the big brands could advertise. Like, as we know, Amazon even has its own kind of television station, Amazon Prime Video, where they have movies and live sports and things. Before, if you were to thinking about, hey, I'm going to advertise for this football game or soccer game or basketball game, that's okay, you've got to be $1 billion company or very, multi-million dollar company. But now even very low selling companies, $1 million company or even less, you can do something called sponsored TV, where you can run an advertisement actually on an Amazon movie or Amazon television show. So they're opening that up to many sellers. There's so many different ways to advertise your product. Regular video advertisements, a sponsored brand, sponsored display where you can target audiences. So You have to be very careful because you could lose a lot of your money in advertising if you have no plan. But with as competitive as it is, if you know how to manage advertising, you could have a big advantage over other competitors because it's unlike any platform out there with the ability that Amazon gives you to reach customers through advertising. And then the metrics that Amazon gives is completely unlike any other platform, where you can find so much information about what kind of people are clicking on your products and so much targeting you could do, and you could see the metrics. Hey, what is your conversion rate compared to the competitor? So yes, it is kind of overwhelming at first to do, but it's a really great platform, the Amazon advertising.
Great. And I also see like we will talk about this also in IJEX. That will be definitely one of the most important questions, the AI part of the advertising. So because like, there are tons of keywords, tons of competitors, and you have only limited resource as a human being, right? So how is AI helping here to sellers or to tool, and how do you see the future of AI automation in the advertising space, especially, or not also on the advertising, but also on the listing part?
Yeah, so with some of the advertising, you're allowed to put custom images, like sponsored. Actually, you're required to put custom images in like sponsored brand ads, which are like headline ads. And so you don't always know, hey, what is the best creative to use? I want to try a bunch of different ones, and yeah, it might get expensive. Hey, I have to go find somebody and make 20 versions of this special graphic, and let's see which one works best. But with AI now, even in Helium 10, even in Amazon, you can just you submit your one image of your product, and you could put the image in different backgrounds and different settings and different rooms of the house and different everything, and just within 1 minute you could have 20 images that look professional. And so that AI is really helping with advertising in that way. AI, I think, especially helps too with the listing building. In Helium 10, we have a tool called Listing Builder. And so, for example, maybe I want to start selling in Amazon Japan. I actually before could speak Japanese when I was younger. I lived in Japan, but now my Japanese is like 10%. No way should I try to write a listing in Japanese. It would sound terrible, right?
Like
But
my German, like my
yeah,
German.
yeah, no Deutsch here, but
Ein bisschen, yeah.
yeah, if somebody is from, or the same thing, just like you said, maybe somebody from Germany wants to sell in the United States. Maybe somebody from Turkey wants to sell in the United States or sell in Germany, and they're not native English or German speakers. Well, you get all the keywords from Helium 10 in the language you're trying to, or in the marketplace you're trying to sell, and then in your own language write a little bit about the product, like, hey, this product solves this need. And so I'm writing a listing for Amazon Japan. I'm going to write some description in English and say what I want, the kind of like vibe or the theme of the listing, and then within 10 seconds the Helium 10 AI will take that and make a perfect listing in Japanese or in German or in English or whatever. And so this really helps non-native speakers of a different country to sell almost in any marketplace, where before you had to hire like professional translators and different, and it takes some time. So that I think that's a big benefit.
Well, just like to give an example, if Helium 10 was available in the local platforms in Turkey, let's say in Hepsiburada or Trendyol, okay, and was looking for and doing the keyword research for these platforms, I'm sure that it would find some keywords that would never think of that people will be searching, even though we are native.
Yep.
I think it's like being native is, yes, it gives some advantage or like having good English knowledge, having a good German knowledge, maybe that can help, but you can never estimate or you can never fully understand like how people search.
Yeah.
So
even in the same language, like
yeah.
I speak English, obviously, but I can't go to Amazon Australia, Amazon Canada, Amazon UK and just copy my Amazon USA listing, because the English is different in not just the pronunciation, but they use different words. Like an example would be a baby diaper is what we say in English in America. In UK, it's nappy, completely different different word. And so people in Amazon Mexico, Spanish, I speak Spanish, that Spanish is different than Amazon Spain, what people search in Spain. So even if you know a language well, it's not always that doesn't always mean you can make the perfect listing in that language.
Yeah. Okay, one final question about the Walmart. So we know that we talked about like 90% of the business is Amazon, but now we need to speak in around like a 10% of Walmart as well. Yeah. So that's the 1 to 10 ratio that I'm currently seeing in the sales right now.
Sure.
Like 1 to 10, but still that was like 1 to 20 a year ago. Now I see that Walmart is picking up and gaining more and more market share. How do you see the potential, and how should we like move on into the Walmart, and how Helium 10 is helping with that?
Yeah, so for a lot of people, it's maybe 10 to 1, which is fine. But then there are some people I know who can, in some products, can actually sell more on Walmart than Amazon. And that's because maybe for whatever reason, that product has a lot more demand and less competition.
Yep.
So sometimes maybe somebody is selling bedding sheets, right? And in Amazon, bedding sheets probably is pretty saturated, but maybe Walmart is a lot less competitors, and so easier to sell on that platform. So anybody who has inventory in USA, like maybe they have a warehouse here, or they're sending inventory from other countries to Amazon, I always say, hey, might as well send it to Walmart. Helium 10 has this very similar tools as our Amazon tools, where like Cerebro and Magnet and Profits, and hey, what are the keywords that my competitors are getting sales from? How can I track their keywords? How can I do the advertising? All of those we actually have in Helium 10 too. So yeah, I always suggest probably 99% of the time it's best to start on Amazon first. But then once you're a little bit comfortable with the US market, 100%, I think Walmart is the second option of where you should start putting your listings as well.
Right. So exactly, this explains my experience as well. We have some products which is almost selling as much as on Amazon, and there are some products which is not selling at all, although it is like maybe a bestseller on Amazon. So it's a completely different experience, and I strongly suggest as well to people that if the product's already in the US, which is the case, by the way, for a lot of Turkish sellers. So a lot of Turkish sellers, Turkish brands, they have companies in US, they have warehouses. There are tons of warehouse options and fulfillment options in US for Turkish sellers. So it's quite one of the key destinations for them. So company establishment is quite easy compared to European Union. And also, like the trade route is there, the container shipments is not expensive.
Yep.
So basically, it gives us also a lot of opportunity, and the market is big. So now Walmart is picking up as well. So I would also suggest. One good news is that yesterday, as Mega Merchant, we have also been now in the pilot of Helium 10 Atomic Walmart beta.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I didn't have a chance.
You beat me. Even my account is not in that one yet. So you beat me on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'll go back home and I'll try the first Atomic in the Walmart. So we'll start optimizing our Walmart advertising. Okay. So the final things comes to the surprise. So we would like to offer a special discount for Helium 10 users. So maybe we will do more and during the IJEX, but this is like a special offering for today. It's very important. Maybe here is the QR code, so you can scan the QR code. And
you know what you didn't know I was going to do that. I just decided something right now. If anybody signs up today in this deal, we can see when they sign up and if they use this special code. They have to use this code. I will give them a 30-minute one-on-one call with me. Like maybe I can help them with their account or anything, but only today. What is today? Today, or in America here, it's Wednesday, 31st. So if somebody signs up to this today with this code and lets the customer service know and we verify it was July 31st, you signed up and you use Mega Merchant 10 or Mega Merchant 20, we're going to have, I'll schedule a one-on-one consultation. You know, people offer me like $1,000 an hour. I say, no, I cannot do anything outside of Helium 10. No more consultant. I'm 100% Helium 10. But this one, I will use the company hours and we'll give you a free consultation. Is that a good deal, you think? There.
It's the, you know, that's been complete surprise to me as well. I didn't know that, so that's super. Thank you. So we need a lot of consultation. We need to hear you know, success stories. We need to get, you know, encouraged by the, you know, rock stars of Amazon like you. So that's super useful. Even like I have already scanned. Is it possible that also like we can you know, join?
Oh, you see, you're taking advantage. This is our consultation. No, but I'll go ahead and do one for you too. If you help me sign up more people. But when I go to Istanbul, I have a requirement. I need in the morning Turkish coffee, and then in my lunch I need some doner kebab or durum kebab, and then I'll go ahead and do consultation as long as you give that to me.
We'll give you more. No
Perfect.
problem. So yeah. Basically, this is a great offer. I also made a quick presentation of for the in Turkish. Let me also screen share this one. So, which is basically like summarizing the discounts for the packages, platinum package that we're discussing, and on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis. So we'll also send this. We'll also put this into the YouTube links, and also we'll share this via emails to our audience, and we'll make sure that people benefit from this and they save, you know, during these high inflation times of Turkey, so that at least we can provide some discount and some support for Turkcell to make to start making US dollars in terms of GMV. So yeah, that's great, and that's basically that's basically you know, for today, and we would like definitely thank you for joining us with, you know, 10-hour time difference, and we are looking already for to see you in Ajax. It's been a bit more than 4 weeks. If I'm not mistaken, there was a country. Yeah, 4 weeks, 6 days, 20 hours, 42 minutes, and right now 52 seconds. So,
Nice.
yeah, there is like a very little time left. I suggest all the audience to come to the website and to register for the event, because there will be limited seats, and you know, we cannot match all people. So basically, there will be a first come, first serve basis, and the place is, although it's like the Istanbul's largest congress center, it also has a physical, you know, capacity. So don't lose your seat, and don't lose the chance to hear Bradley live on the show, on the stage, and meet him in person. So that's for today. Thanks a lot, and I'm already like super excited to meet in person, and we can't wait to see you in Turkey.
All right, I'll see you everybody in a few weeks.
Thank you very much, Bradley. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.